Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to quickly move into our next fireside chat on the topic Entrepreneurship Revolution from Tier 2 Cities. I'd like to introduce our panelists to you this afternoon. Please put your hands together as I invite Pooja Maheshwari, founder and CEO, Smarg Technologies, onto the stage. And joining Pooja is Kanan Tandi, co-founder and CEO of CogniCue. Moderating this session will be Dr.Lakshmi Jagannathan, CEO, DERBI Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a huge round of applause as we welcome them this afternoon to this fireside chat on the topic Entrepreneurship Revolution from Tier 2 Cities. I'd like to hand the mic over to Dr. Lakshmi.
Good afternoon, everybody. Very interesting panel it's going to be because I think conversation since morning was more centered around Bangalore, India, global. I think now we are going one tier down. We are talking about tier 2, tier 3 city. I think a recent statistic by Government of India shows that almost 50% of the startups registered with Government of India DIPP are from tier 2, tier 3 towns. So I think last few years has been exponential growth of startup ecosystem in tier 2, tier 3. Of course, I mean, with the penetration of internet, 5G, technology penetration, a lot of these startups leveraging technology to solve local problems, deploy the solution back in the community because there's a market readily available. So multiple reasons have helped these startups gain traction and grow. Right? Today, interestingly, we have two co-founders of two companies. Both of them are from interesting backgrounds. In fact, one is from a strong tech background. Both are technology companies. One is from a tech background, one is from a non-tech background, but having founded a tech company. So I think it'll be an interesting conversation talking to these two ladies here on the topic for today, right? I think first we would, without stealing the limelight from you, right? As I said early on, I think I would prefer both of you to be in the limelight. We would start with Pooja first, right? Pooja, I mean, can you quickly take us your journey of what inspired you, because you are also a serial entrepreneur. So what inspired you to start Smarg Tech and what is the story behind the startup?
Sure. Thanks, Dr. Lakshmi. Great privilege to interact with Kanan and Dr. Lakshmi today and with this audience today. Very good afternoon, everyone. I am Pooja Maheshwari, founder and CEO of Smarg Technologies Private Limited. I am an IIT Bombay alumni with about 2 decades of experience and come with about 30 plus global recognitions. And I have company into video analytics where we solve the problems of daily life challenges, including parking, surveillance, safety, and security. Let me come to my drive. So. Prevention, protection, and care, as we all know, is inherent in our lives, and more so for our families. We care for the special care groups, for senior citizens, for children, everybody. And that inspired, this drive inspired me to innovate Smarg products, wherein we have video analytics platform targeting right from public safety use cases in city surveillance to public safety and all types of intrusion detection, a lot of enhanced analytics into vehicles, and then even experience-oriented, operational efficiency-oriented use cases where we have implemented, let's say, some of the niche customers include Bangalore International Airport, in Orbit Mall Span India, Smart City Indore, and a couple of others. And this remains to be an inspiration for me, caring for life. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. I think Kanan has a very interesting background. She has a background in psychology, but runs a startup which is into more of analytics of non-verbal signals and body languages and all that. Yeah, over to you, Kanan.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lakshmi. It's a privilege to share the stage with two of the eminent figures here. And I do not have any of the global recognitions to begin with. So, that's why it makes me, it gives me a lot of pleasures to share the stage with these people. CogniCue is an AI-based platform where we capture the facial expressions, voice, and words of an individual. and then we generate different kind of insights. Now, me being a total non-tech person and starting a tech company only happened because of my friend now, the co-founder. He's the coder. And he's also a person who told me that do not say or keep saying that you are a non-tech person, because I feel what he feels is the main technology is the domain. That is what he is saying that. And he says that if you have the domain knowledge, you are technical in that field, so you're still a very much tech-based founder. So that's probably a very humble way of putting in that, even if you do not know any coding, you still can say yourself that you're an.
I would completely agree to that, because technology is just an enabler.
Yeah, it's working. Okay, so about that, our clienteles are in EdTech and recruitment, BFSI, mental health, and we are trying to get into dating and matrimony. So if you are creating a fake profile in Bharat Matrimony, we'll get to know that.
Thank you, Kanan. I think that's very interesting. I think earlier we used to talk about big 3, big 4, metros. Now we're talking about big 8, Jaipur in the list, Goa in the list. Now continuing with you, Kanan. I mean, from an insider perspective, so how is it to have a startup and run a business out of Goa?
Oh, so people who do not know, our startup is based in Goa and it's total remote company. And both of the founders, me and Fasi, we are not originally Goans. I hail from Odisha and he hails from Delhi. And Goa is being Goa. It's a wonderful place apart from beaches and booze. So it's a wonderful place because you can have the patience of working, and there is no extra honking sound or people driving crazily. You're not getting stuck in the traffic. It's a very usual case. Probably you'll say, yeah, this is like very general thing. But I feel that these are the things which help you in working progressively and also in a productive way. So when we started CogniCue, we thought that should we move out of Goa because it's an analytics company? And then we decided no, because right now we have paid clients and it's working fine as of now. So we didn't feel the need to work outside of Goa. Next thing is the Goan startup policies are also very good, and we get immense support because it's a small state and the startup community is very closely knit. So apart from that, the petrol is very cheap there. So that's from now on.
Sure. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Kanan. I think, Pooja, you've been a serial entrepreneur, right? I think this is your third startup you have, second startup you have. So what is the bug and how do you keep going? Can you share some more insights on that?
Yeah, sure. So what keeps me going is the passion to innovate and solve problems through technology, I would say. And I do not consider work and the personal life different because you're the same person in both the lives. And creating a value system and a culture in the company, I consider is the same way how you, embed that at your home. So I like this journey, and that's what keeps me motivating for safer lives and for building, great cultures, value system, and great teams together. In Smarg, we have almost had 0% attrition since I started.
Okay. No, but being a women tech founder, we are talking against what the demographic data and what the records show, right? So what's been, your biggest challenge in terms of being a women tech founder, having run 2 companies or 2 startups? Any challenge you have, or?
I believe being a women tech founder doesn't seem to me as a big challenge. It is
Great.
the same
nice
challenge.
to hear that.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Sure.
Women is everywhere together with the men, so I don't consider it as a different game for women.
That's sweet news to hear as well. I think one more thing I wanted to also discuss with you at length is, see, you have been from, your graduation, starting from graduation has been in indoor, right? Mm-hmm. So you've graduated in indoor. A lot of your career time you've spent in indoor, in a technology-oriented career, and you have a startup as well now. Mm-hmm. So what has been your overall experience? Because typically technology careers are more metro-centric, right? So what's been your experience working in a tier 2 city and really is scaling up the career progression as well.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll just brief about my background. So yes, till graduation I was in Indore, but after that for a decade I was outside. I did my post-graduation from IIT Bombay, and then recently I did a course from IIM Bangalore. One of the mentors is sitting here. And I have worked for various MNCs for first 15 years of my career in different cities, including Mumbai, Pune, etc. And what motivated me to come back was my family and values. I wanted my kids to have more value time with their grandparents and in-laws. So yes, that is what brought me back to Indore. But when I went back to Indore, I had no clue, storage management, where it is. There is no job as such in that domain in Indore. And at that time, IT was not so much of, picking up in tier 2. But yes, having said that, I switched to many things, including my last stint being as an entrepreneur with an MNC, working on majorly pre-sales and R&D assignments, and establishing the new clientele and then transferring the projects to the mainstream teams. So after that, I was, self-motivated enough because I was in the pre-sales and the tech pre-sales role, also speaking on behalf of the company in India as well as outside. So I had this motivation that I want to start something of my own. And when I found a reason of, creating some difference into the lives of people and using niche technologies to do that, I found the right combination.
Okay, sure, yeah. So, but is there something still you feel is wanting in Indore ecosystem, startup ecosystem?
It is really picking up. Startup ecosystem in Indore is picking up. When I moved to Indore, there were hardly very few companies, but I can see now there are hundreds of companies which are well known and still hundreds of them which are not known at all, but are just working in their own, garages or small offices. That said, we have a lot of new IT park, and the MP startup policy came up, and a lot of startup forums are there now. We have presence of Young Indians. We have presence of Atul Innovation Incubation Center. Then we have this IIT Bombay Indore chapter, and lots of others. In fact, Indore is the only city to have both IIT and IIM together. So we even have a very good entrepreneurship ecosystem there. And in fact, we have collaborated with IIT Indore for lots of AI R&D, and one of the professors is also in our advisory board. So that brings a lot of benefit. And I would say, again, to add to Kanan's point on tier 2 cities, I would say the cost of living is very low. The quality of life is high. So why would a person not choose that? It's only that, maybe the recent pass-outs may think that, okay, working in MNCs may be a different thing, but once they get an experience of it, they would understand that it is work profile and what you do matters. And if you're passionate for what you're doing and you're committed for what you're doing, you might as well want to, just move nearby to your native and enjoy that quality of life.
Yeah, agree, Pooja. Valid point. Now, Kanan, as you try to compare what she said in terms of Indore, you earlier also mentioned about the local startup ecosystem in Goa and all that. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yes. For example, when I said about the startup ecosystem community, there we have all the peoples who are known to each other. And because it's a small state, even the HNIs are connected with each other. So it is a likely chance that you're gone for a walk at the Miramar beach, and then you meet somebody, hey, hi, I met you there, I met you there. So it's very casual. And people buy from those who they like and they trust. So this is one way of getting high scalability in small town or in lesser time also in Goa. So that is one thing. And initially, Goa was little bit very close community, insider and who's non-Goan and stuff. Now that has been changing. So a lot of people who are doing good in Goa are also not originally Goans. So we do not have any plans to move out of Goa. And probably right now also the team members that we have, most of them, all of them in fact are not from Goa. So some of them are based in Delhi, some of them are in Bhopal, and some of them are in Odisha. So that is how we are planning to do.
I think entire startup culture itself is so, absorbing, right? It's an amalgamation of different people from different regions usually.
Yeah, and with
right? Yeah.
COVID, it has become all possible
Absolutely.
for the
Absolutely.
hybrid infrastructure, hybrid teams, and everywhere having distributed teams is the norm now, new norm.
No, even as a culture, no, see, I am basically from Bangalore. So the Bangalore ecosystem has always been so inclusive, right? Where when people from different backgrounds, different regions come, so we all absorb. I mean, that is a trademark, hallmark of any startup ecosystem in general, right?
Yeah.
I think since you touched upon this HNIs, I think my next question was absolutely on the investment thing, right? See, I think generally if you see, I mean, one is compared to non-tech startups, tech startups, investment is 1 bar. Then tech startups, tier 2 cities, women founder. So you keep on raising the bar, right? So I want to understand from both of you, right? In terms of, maybe we can start with you, Kanan. No? Have you raised institutional funding, or have you reached out to investors, or have you pitched to investors, or what's been your experience?
So initially, it was a very funny experience when we had the idea and we started approaching all the investors, thinking that, wow, what a wonderful idea do we have. And later on, we discovered that it was not a very good idea, because we got a lot of scoldings also from the investors that, is this the time to invest in all of that? So then we understood, we grew up, and then we understood that, okay, fine, let us get some traction, and then get some of the POCs, then get some of the paid clients, and then probably then you can approach. Thankfully, Indian government does not believe in that, and they have something called a Startup India Seed Fund scheme, and we got funded. It was 20 lakhs. And later on, I got to know we could have gotten the grant, but we got the CCD. But anyway, we got the funding, and then we also raised from the STPI, that is Software Technology Parks of India, and we won this competition called as Chunauti 2.0, again for the women founders. And we got 25 lakhs, that is also another CCPS, another financial instrument. Right now, Lucknow is sitting on our cap table, so that looks good. And with that, now we are actually planning to get or raise the seed fund, because we have good clients and also good traction, and we are looking to scale to a big amount, let's say.
Very happy to note, because see, I also run an incubator, which is where we also get a lot of schemes.
We got selected by your foundation also.
Okay, thanks for that. Where we also facilitate a lot of government funding to startups. So I'm very happy to hear from a startup perspective also saying, yes, this government scheme really helped me scale up. No? It's really heartening to know that. Especially with the government scheme, it is spread across different regions. Irrespective of where you're located, you always get the support. Yeah, over to you, Pooja.
Yeah. Sure. So we have been bootstrapped so far. Having passed out from IIT Bombay and then 15 years of MNC jobs, I started in a bootstrapped manner and outsourced development services, and then in 2018 started Smarg, which is more focused into AI products, into retail intelligence, incident detection, and so on, using video analytics. We have got paid customers and some big names associated right now, like Bangalore International Airport, I said, Smart City Indore. We are, maybe the upcoming project is with Dubai Smart Parking and so on. But that's it. We want to wait for some time to have the right valuation and then go for funding. So we are not looking for any investors as of now.
As of now,
yeah.
Okay. So one other question, sorry, that's out of the syllabus. I'm just asking this question.
Sure.
I mean, does any of you have patenting, or you filed an IP, or is there a patent filed, or?
Yeah, so we are working with a patent lawyer for 3 to 4 patents.
Filed a draft? No, for filing
yeah,
the
so
draft.
we are working on the draft.
Okay.
We have filed a patent, and hopefully by next month we will be getting it published. So that's a good news for us. And we thought that initially we had our own doubts, because it is working, is it not working? So we thought, okay, let's have one first. If it is getting published, then we'll go with 2 more. So we are under the drafting of 2 more patents. Let's see how it goes.
No, because patent, I mean, will also demarcate irrespective of whichever location, wherever you are, right? Yeah. It will also bring in your great IP value add, which is reinforce that value add, right? Okay. I think I have a couple of one or few more questions before that. Any questions from the audience? We have a few more minutes left.
There's somebody there who has a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Pooja, this is for you.
Yeah.
I'm Pooja Khemka again. So it's, you said you're bootstrapped. So how do you find your journey being a bootstrapped? Could you see yourself as Zoho, who is again a bootstrapped? Or you're planning to get funded?
Sure. So, nice question. So, it has been a roller coaster journey, and we started with a services company. So, from day one, services company was profitable. So, of course, the services company could fuel in some amount into the, the product company, and that is how it had been going so far. But yeah, we reached break even this year, and now we have some good sales pipeline to pursue. So yes, that was always the case that we kept questioning that कब तक invest करेंगे इसमें. But yeah, hard work pays off.
Yeah, any other question? Yeah, please, please.
So you talked about the advantages of being in tier 2 city.
Yeah.
Can you talk about any challenges that you face today being there?
I would say for every conference and every good things that I do, I need to travel a lot. So I am, every month there is 4 to 5 days travel minimum. So that's one challenge, I would say. So connecting with the ecosystem or with the, Silicon Valleys of India here, coming to Bangalore, coming to Pune, Delhi, and all that becomes, participating in conferences abroad, and this requires a lot of traveling. Other than that, I would say I can count on more advantages, like attrition rate is very low in tier 2.
Kanan, you want to add to what she said?
Yes, one of the challenges that we have faced is related to the remote work. But what happens is, even if you have a remote work, sometimes you would want to sit together and brainstorm on the ideas. That does not happen on Discord. And people keep putting off their videos, and I have to say, on karo, all of that. So that is the problem that we face, that there is no connect. So that's one thing. It's not related to tier 2. Probably every remote-based company would be facing that. Yes. Other than that, no.
And maybe one more thing I can remember is language barrier, a bit of language barrier. Because if you hire localites, maybe they are very sharp logically, they are very sharp technically. Maybe they would not be great communicators. But that I found it to be okay. Because language competency and communication are two different things. So they can be good communicator, but the language may not be that good. But we really found that some of the star performers are from that category.
Absolutely.
So I have a question to Kanan basically, and if Pooja feels that she can answer as well, right? So when you start up, there are sessions going on for product market fit and GTM and so on and so forth. So many things that come into picture at a later stage or maybe at an earlier stage. What do you think was that one thing that from where you started scaling, where you started looking out key, this is the capability I do not have. For example, you're talking about iteration rate, right? You might be thinking, I need a HR person who takes care of this, right? I have in-house capability from a tech perspective and also from a marketing perspective. But when I want to move forward, there are certain capabilities that I don't have. How do you cater to that? Do you outsource that? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the main thing that I lacked was business acumen. Even if I had my own training firm where I could train people on micro-expression, detection, deception, and everything, I still did not have this business acumen on how to run things because it was a proprietorship firm. So when I thought that, okay, now when people are talking about what is PMF, what is GTM, all of this, even if I have an MBA from Symbiosis, still didn't really help. People don't go for MBA. So when people think about this, the main thing where we got help is from the mentors that the startup ecosystem had provided us. And most of them have been totally genuinely wanting to help us. And they had helped us that, okay, fine, if this is not working, you do this. If this is not working, you do this. So one thing what I would suggest probably early stage startup is, please do not have something called as ego, because people are going to tell you this is working, this is not working. Don't say that, no, it's working, you don't know anything. They are at that position because they know something, right? So mentors have really, really helped us. And I have approached to a lot of people on LinkedIn saying that, sir, I am this person and I need your help. I have never got a no, and it is not because I'm a woman or anything. It's because they genuinely want to help people. So that's the answer to that.
Thank you, Kanan.
Yeah.
Very, very candid, no? Really appreciate it. I think we are just running out of time.
Yeah.
Just any last word which you want to words which you want to share, more so from tier 2, tier 3 founders, aspiring entrepreneurs, may not be women in general. Somebody from a smaller town wants to start something. What would you say?
I have something.
Yeah, yeah, please.
I'll give
Go
Pooja to
ahead.
think. So the one thing that I would like to share is even if you feel that you have to start something of your own, you need to start something and then fail so that you know next time what to start and how to start. Because we spend a lot of time in hesitating and then at the end we end up wasting a lot of time. So whenever it is a small little thing, even if like spending at buying cosmetics or getting something in earline, something Korean jewelry or something, we need to start something in order to fail so that we can start again and in a better way. That's all. Thank you.
I would completely agree with Kanan. So my 2 cents would be that pivot fast. So, and as much as you can after validating your ideas. And sometimes you will learn, most of the times you will learn that the idea or the problem you started with has got modified to a long extent till you get a product market fit. So you should not hesitate to fail fast. Rather, I would say the second thing most important is pay attention on the value system that you imbibe in your company because that is difficult to control as you scale up. So if you pay attention on your culture and value, that would be the second thing I will vote for. And lastly, all power is within you. You can do anything and everything, as rightly said by Swami Vivekananda. So I'm a true believer in that you can do anything and everything from wherever you are. Tier 2 or Tier 3 is not a bar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much,
Very
Dr.
good
Lakshmi.
optimistic note. Thank you so much. Enjoyed talking to you both.
We'd like to thank the panel
Dr.
for that very
Lakshmi and
candid
Kanan, thank you so
conversation on entrepreneurship revolution for Tier 2 cities. I'd like to request Dr. Lakshmi to present a small token of appreciation to our two speakers, Kanan and Pooja. Dr. Lakshmi, we have a small token of appreciation for you as well. Thank you so much for moderating that session. Thank you.